Okay, you may start.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I will be continuing the discussion yesterday. So multiple regression. Multiple regression and simple regression differ by their number of variables. So in simple regression, there are only two variables, which is the dependent variable and the independent variable. While in multiple regression, there are more variables, one dependent variable and many independent variables. So this is the formula used in multiple regression. Y, which is our demand or sale or the dependent variable, A being the intercept or constant, B the coefficient or the slope, and S the value of the independent variable. So let us say this is our example. So Y is our demand. So how can we calculate for the demand in multiple regression? One example is if 50 is our actual sale and our independent variable are the advertisement expense, the price of the product, and the related goods, then we only have to know the value of the advertisement, the price, and the related goods, and substitute into these variables to know the demand or the sale. So, for example, the coefficient of the advertisement is 0.2. So if the advertisement increases or if the advertisement increases, then it means that our sale will increase by 0.2 if the other two variables remain constant or 0. Same as with two other independent variables, if the price or the income increases, if the price increases, then it means that the sale will decrease by 3 because it has a negative effect on the demand or the sale. While the related goods if the related goods increases, then it means that the sale will increase by 2 if the other variable remains constant or 0. So the coefficient can be negative or positive depending on the relation to the independent and dependent. So before we calculate, another note that in multiple regression, before we calculate for the regression is we have to find the correlation between the two variables, which is the dependent and the independent. So to find for the correlation, to find for the correlation is we have this formula, or if you want to do it manually, but nowadays we don't use this formula, but instead we use software, computer software to calculate for the correlation and the multi-regression. So the coefficient of correlation, or ER, is values between 1 and -1, which shows the relationship between the two variables. So if the value is near to 1 or 1, then it means that it is positively correlated or it is strongly positively correlated. Then if it is near to -1, then it means that the correlation of the two variables is negatively correlated or it is strongly negatively correlated. Then the coefficient of determination, or simply the R-squared, is used to determine the variance between the dependent and independent variable. So to move on is the counting method. So counting method is the forecasting method that uses experiments and surveys, in which the objective is to make generalization of the population out of a sample, and it uses the market survey and market testing. So market survey, so before we intermediate students, ginagawa tayo ng business proposal in which yung product na i-propose natin sa mga professor natin na ginagawa tayo ng survey or feasibility study in which mag-survey din tayo sa mga possible consumers or customers in what quantity or what price do they want to avail on the product. So that is yung market survey. So market survey includes consumers market survey and industrial market survey. So in consumer market survey, unusual respondent dyan is yung mga consumer. When industrial market survey are the people other than the consumer are usually yung mga suppliers, yung mga vendors, at saka yung other people that are knowledgeable in other than the direct consumer on the product. Next is the market testing. So market testing is a market survey that focuses on some specific geographical area where the product is actually introduced. So market testing, one example of that is when we go to a mall, di ba, pag makapasok tayo na may mga stall doon na nag-offers ng sample. So instead of doing survey na they do market testing to see how the consumer will react on the product.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Moving the person into each and every one. Now we proceed to the judgmental model. So as you know, judgmental forecasting model is a qualitative forecasting model which relies on expert judgment to make predictions about future events. So ang judgmental model is ginagamit yan kapag limited yung quantitative historical data or unreliable. So under the judgmental method or the Delphi method and the expert opinion. So what is Delphi method? Delphi method was a technique developed for group forecasting, where the members of the panels are asked to answer or respond to a set of questions and to each other until they reach a consensus. So first is, mag-gather sila ng panel of experts. 5 to 10 member panel of experts. So as you know, yung expert na hinihingi natin dyan is any individual which possesses relevant knowledge and experience regarding the particular topic or issue. Yung panel of experts na yan, meron naka-prepare na questionnaire para sa kanila which is composed of open-ended questions na sasagutan nila. This then will be facilitated by a facilitator or a staff personnel. So, after that, papasagutan natin yung questions sa panel. So, after nilang masagutan yan and explaining why ganun yung forecast nila, ibabalik yan sa facilitator. So, yung facilitator nila, siya yung magta-tabulate and process and interpret sa mga forecast ng panel of experts natin. After that, before ibalik ng facilitator yung interpreted data sa panel of experts, tatanggalin muna nila yung mga pangalan na panel. Kasi isa sa one thing about Delphi method is that it's unbiased and it's analytic. So therefore, yung panel of experts natin actually is hindi nila kilala kung sino yung kasama nila sa panel. So, kapag naibalik nila, makikita nila na and makakapagbigay yung kapwa nila panels na ng feedback regarding the other suggested forecast. So after that, ibabalik ulit yung facilitator and bibigyan ulit sila na another set of questionnaires. Uulitin ulit yung process hanggang reach a consensus. So, the main idea about the Delphi method is that it's feedback process. So, another one is the expert opinion. So, this method relies on the formation of panel of experts to reach a consensus. So, actually, yung expert opinion, similar lang din siya sa Delphi method. However, isa sa main drawback is that sa expert opinion, they are aware of kung sino yung kapwa-panel nila. Kung nagkakaroon ng bias, kasi sa expert opinion, isa sa drawback niya or disadvantages niya is that pwede unlike sa Delphi method, yung there's general agreement among all the panels. Unlike sa expert opinion, of course, since mga executive usually yung kasali dyan, syempre, kung pwedeng yung iba is, yung dominant member lang or yung mag-start lang, kumbaga, pag-explain since it's discrete. So, one thing to clarify between the Delphi method and expert opinion is that since they both, they're similar, lots of similarities. So the Delphi method is that anonymous yung panels, and pero sa expert opinion, hindi. And kaya lang sa Delphi method, kaya hindi siya laging ginagamit ng ibang businesses because it's time consuming. Meanwhile, yung expert opinion naman is kaya hindi siya ginagamit ng ibang businesses kasi it would be biased.
Okay guys, so sa measuring forecasting accuracy. As we all know, forecasting help managers reduce uncertainty. So, sa pag-forecast, hindi naman talaga na yung forecast mo is ayun na talaga siya. Siyempre, meron pa rin error. So, paano natin malalaman na of all methods of forecasting model is saan sa kanila yung the best? In general, sa lahat ng method, wala naman sa kanilang superior. It depends only on the manager kung anong para sa kanila yung the best na method. And in MAD or mean absolute deviation, it will help the manager to know kung alin sa lahat ng method na yun yung the best method. So, ito yung formula para makuha natin yung MAD. Kukunin natin muna yung actual na sales natin last month minus yung forecast natin nung last month and also this month. So para mas maintindihan, ito, mag-example tayo ng problem. So, nung June, meron tayong sales na 26 and actual tapos forecast meron tayong 25. Kukunin lang natin yung difference nila, yun yung absolute error. So 26 minus 25 is 1. And for July, meron tayong actual sales na 28 and forecast na 30. So, kukunin natin yung difference, which is negative 2. Pero, i-disregard na natin yung negative, absolute siya. Bali, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So, para makuha natin yung math is 3 divided by 2, yung number of months na ilan natin. So, 3, nasa na siya? Ayan, 3 math is equal to 1.5. Okay, another, ito yung nasa, ano natin? Andito sa PDF. Okay. Okay, example. Diba, math. Kukunin natin kung saan sa lahat ng method yung pinaka-the best. Okay, example. Sa 1, ang ginamit natin na method is yung 3 months average. 3 months average. Noong May, meron tayong forecast na 32. And meron tayong actual na 38. And nung June, meron naman tayong forecast na 35.33. And 35 na actual. Kukunin lang natin yung difference nila. Balik 6 saka 0.33. Then, 6.33. I-divide lang natin siya sa 2. So, bakit 2? Kasi, dalawa yung number of months na binase natin. So, math is equal to 3.165. So, kukunin nyo lang lahat ng math ng lahat ng methods. Tapos, kung saan doon sa lahat ng method yung may pinakamababang math, yun yung nagsasabi na yung method na yun is yun yung pinaka-the best para sa manager na kailangan niyang gamitin na forecast. So, dito sa illustration na to, yung exponential smoothing daw is yung the best among the 5 models. Bakit? Kasi if titignan natin dito sa May, meron siyang 35.2 saka 38. Bali, 2.8. And nung June, meron siyang 37.44. Saka 35. Kukunin lang natin yung mga difference niyan. Bali, 2.44. Ito, plus to ipagpo-plus. Kasi kukunin natin yung average niya. Bali, 2.8. Tanggalin na natin to para hindi kayo malito. Pero kahit negative yan, i-disregard nyo na lang yung negative. Bali, 2.8 plus 2.44 divided by 2. Ilan ba ito? 2.8 plus 2.62. Math is equals 2.62. So, tingnan nyo siya. Of all the math, siya yung pinaka may mababang amount. So, ibig sabihin, sa lahat ng method na to, yung exponential smoothing, yung pinaka the best na dapat gamitin ng manager para mag-forecast. So, ayun. So, that is all for forecasting models. May questions? If may question, pwede magtanong kay Merhama. Wala? Silent reaction? Wala. Okay, wala.